Hello. Well, if you noticed in the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about using the principle of food to reduce our bad cholesterol levels. More specifically, I've been talking about soluble fiber. The question then arises, how much soluble fiber do you need per day to actually reduce your cholesterol levels? Now, I'm going to answer that question in this video. Plus, I'm also going to tell you about the strategy of how you can actually get all the soluble fiber you need per day to actually reduce your cholesterol levels. In addition to that, you're going to get 12 more soluble fiber foods that will help you actually keep your cholesterol levels in check. That's what's coming up next. You stay tuned. I'll see you in a couple of seconds.
Now, for today's 2020 Idea to Better Health, please welcome on stage Dr. Joe.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Joe of the drjoe.com. Now, if this is your first time on this channel, can I extend a warm welcome to you? This is your home of 2020 Ideas to Better Health. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And also, please do not forget to click on the notification bell, because that's how you get notified of future videos that I make. So before I continue, I just want to tell you about something that happened to me recently. I have just taken delivery of, guess what? A calisthenics set. Oh yes, an old man like me is going to start calisthenics. I wonder whether this has been a big mistake, but I'm going to get into it regardless, and I shall keep you updated of my progress. So watch this space. So today we're going to be talking about soluble fiber, how much of it you need, the strategy for actually getting all the soluble fiber that you need, and I got some bonus foods for you that will help you to reduce your cholesterol level. So let's get started. So how much soluble fiber do we need per day to reduce our cholesterol levels? Well, that's what this video is about. But before I continue, I should mention the fact that fiber comes in two forms. You got the soluble fiber as well as the insoluble fiber. And indeed, to achieve good health, we need both the soluble and insoluble fiber. We already know that soluble fiber, if you've been following the video series so far, we already know that soluble fiber does help us reduce our cholesterol levels, which is part of what this video is about. So what about insoluble fiber? Well, insoluble fiber helps us with bowel regularity, and it also feeds our gut bacteria to protect our health. Indeed, you can describe insoluble fiber as a prebiotic. Now, how much total fiber per day do we need? So I'm referring to both soluble and insoluble now. Well, we need about 25 to 35 grams of total fiber per day, but a huge chunk of the population falls far short of this total daily fiber requirement per day. So, how much soluble fiber do you need per day if you are not interested in reducing your cholesterol levels? Well, a quarter of the total fiber requirement should actually be made up of soluble fiber. So, if you're not interested in reducing your cholesterol levels, well, you should be consuming about 6 grams of soluble fiber per day. So what if we want to reduce our cholesterol levels? How much soluble fiber do we need to consume per day? Well, we have to double that basic requirement of 6 grams of soluble fiber per day. So we should be looking to consume at least 12 grams of soluble fiber per day to reduce our cholesterol levels. Now, the strategy to achieve that is to eat many foods with 1 to 3 grams of soluble fiber per day. That's how you get that sum total of that 12 grams of soluble fiber consumption per day. Now, if your body is not used to receiving lots of fiber, well, you have to start small and then gradually build it up. So you should be eating about 2 to 3 grams of soluble fiber per meal at the start. And then as your body gets used to the new fiber intake, you can increase that to 5 grams of soluble fiber per meal. And if you noticed in the other videos, I did mention the fact that you should always pay attention to your water consumption. If you are increasing your fiber intake, then you need to increase your water consumption. You need to drink a lot because you need the water to actually help the soluble fiber to form a gel, and it is the gel that will help us to mop up the bad cholesterol and take it out of our system. Now, I did promise that I was going to give you more soluble fiber food options to add to your shopping basket. So here they are. The first food we need to add to our shopping basket is rice bran. Now, research has shown that eating 85 grams of full-fat rice bran per day can actually reduce our bad cholesterol levels by 14%. Now, that research also showed that when you consume the reduced fat rice bran option, then the cholesterol reduction is not as effective. This tells us that maybe the oil in the rice bran is actually doing a lot of the work. Indeed, there's a research that actually showed that rice bran oil in itself can actually reduce the total cholesterol levels as well as the bad cholesterol levels. Next food is lentils. Well, lentils is a staple food in many parts of the world. It comes in different colors: red, brown, green, and yellow. And 1 cup of lentils will provide you with 1.2 grams of soluble fiber. Next food is cabbage. Cabbage belongs to the brassica family. You got the red variety, the green variety, as well as the white varieties. But the Savoy cabbage is particularly nourishing, and if you can get your hands on it, please go for it. Try not to overcook your cabbage though, but when you do cook it, 1 cup of the cooked green cabbage will give you 1.5 grams of soluble fiber. Next food is psyllium husk. Psyllium is derived from the seeds of the Plantago ovata plant. Psyllium is often added to supplements that are used for constipation, and consuming 6 to 15 grams of psyllium per day has been shown by research to reduce bad cholesterol levels as well as also increasing your good cholesterol levels, which is great. The next food that will help us reduce bad cholesterol levels is bitter leaf. The botanical name for bitter leaf is called Vernonia amygdalina. This plant grows commonly in Africa. It's got lots of medicinal properties. The dried version delivers a higher fiber content, so if you can get your hands on that, great. The bitter leaf you've seen in that photograph, that is the frozen form. And this is one plant that you can actually incorporate into your lifestyle if you can have access to it, because it does a lot more than reducing your cholesterol levels. Next food is bananas. This is one food that I actually cherish and I eat it every day without fail. It's a good source of potassium, and a medium-sized banana will give you 0.7 grams of soluble fiber. And the next food that is going to help us reduce our bad cholesterol level is mangoes. Well, mangoes come in different shapes and sizes. The flesh is juicy, is orange-yellow in color with numerous soft fibrils that you can milk if you want to. It's a tasty fruit, and a medium-sized mango has about 1.5 grams of soluble fiber, which isn't bad at all. Next food is berries. Now, if you've been following the series, I did talk about strawberries as one food that I have actually used to help me reduce my cholesterol levels, but the other berries also work. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and gooseberries, they all help to reduce bad cholesterol levels. They give your breakfast a tasty, nutritious boost, and 1 cup of blackberries will provide you with 1.4 grams of soluble fiber. Of all the berries, blueberries is the one with the least amount of soluble fiber. Just something for you to note there. Now, next food that will help us reduce our bad cholesterol level is carrots. This is a sweet root vegetable that can be eaten either raw or cooked. It's very high in beta carotene, and 1 cup of cooked carrot gives you 2.2 grams of soluble fiber. Next food is green peas. Now, I love green peas. I eat it about 3 to 4 times a week at least. It's a nice tasty legume. It's best eaten freshly picked or from frozen. And the rule is that you should not cook your green peas for more than 4 minutes. And 1 cup of cooked green peas will actually provide you with 2.6 grams of soluble fiber. How cool is that? The next food that will help us reduce our bad cholesterol level is coconut. This is a nut that is derived from the tree of life. They call it the tree of life because of its versatility. And the white flesh in the coconut is used for both sweet and savory dishes. And a medium-sized coconut will yield about 3.9 grams of soluble fiber. That is a whopping amount of soluble fiber. So coconut is something that you should embrace into your lifestyle as well. And the next food that is going to help us reduce our bad cholesterol level is collard greens. This is a leafy green that you should eat regularly. It is a rich source of vitamins A, C, and B6. It is a low-calorie food, so you don't have to worry about consuming lots of it. Indeed, 100 grams of collard greens will give you just about 33 calories. And 1 cup of cooked collard will give you a whopping 3.2 grams of soluble fiber. How cool is that? So there you go, 12 different types of food there on offer for you to choose from. And also don't forget the previous video that I published, that one's got 19 different foods. So between them, it's a huge collection of foods that you now have in your portfolio. The idea behind all of this is that you should eat different foods, because different foods have different types of soluble fiber and different content of soluble fiber. That way you bring your bad cholesterol levels down. Now, if you got some value from this video, as usual, give it a thumbs up. Please share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. If you got any comments to make, any questions you want to ask, please ask them below. I think that's about it. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.